Are you ready for a new adventure? Time to travel back in time, let's go! Are you ready for a new adventure? Let's learn about the past with Anna and Leo.
Hi friends! Welcome to Unlock This, a podcast from Honest History, where we join our friends Anna, Leo, and Percy on adventures through time and uncover some really cool stories along the way. My name is William. I'm 6 years old, and I love learning about history, especially new stories that I don't hear about in school. I can't wait for today's story, and I think you're gonna love it too. So let's dive in.
Anna, what's that in your hand?
Oh, this? It's an instrument called a recorder. I was learning how to play it in music class today. Here, listen to this. What do you think?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to play, but I'd like to try a different instrument eventually.
Ooh, like what?
Like a trumpet. I love the sound they make.
I just remembered a story I think you'll like.
A story from history?
Yeah, it's a story about a famous trumpeter. Maybe we can learn more about him in the museum today.
That sounds like a great idea, Leo. Let's go get Percy.
Percy, are you there?
Hello, Percy. Do you have the keys to the vault?
We're in.
Leo, can you tell us more about this trumpeter so Percy can help us?
Of course. His name was John Blanke, and he was an African musician. He also had a very important job. He played the trumpet for the King of England.
Do you know what time period that was?
He lived during a time known as the Tudor Age, which was over 500 years ago.
Percy, is there anything in the vault that can help us find more about John Blanke? Maybe something from the Tudor period?
He's running that way. Let's follow him.
He wants us to open this cabinet. There's a big scroll. Is this what you wanted us to look at, Percy?
Let's unroll it to see what's on it.
This scroll is huge. Look, it just keeps on going.
It's full of pictures. Whoa, there's a drawing of some knights and horses. Do you see that, Anna?
I do. And look, there's pictures of men playing trumpets. Do you think one of these is John Blanke?
Maybe. Oh, whoa. Do you feel that?
I think we're about to travel. Leo, where are we?
I'm not sure. There's a lot of old buildings around us. Oh, maybe we're in a city.
Ew, watch your step. What's all over the street? It stinks.
There's a lot of waste to this part of the street. It kind of reminds me of the Great Steak. Remember that, Anna?
I don't think my nose will ever let me forget.
Oh, a bell. You know, back in the day, church bells helped people know what time it was. I wonder what time it is now.
There aren't many people out here in the street. Maybe it's lunchtime?
Whoa, do you hear that? I think I might know where all the people are. Let's walk this way. Whoa, there's a crowd of people standing along the street. They must be waiting for something.
Like a parade. Look, the streets are lined in gold cloth.
Let's see if we can squeeze through the crowd to get to the front.
Oh, who hath stepped on my foot?
Sorry, sir.
Can you see anything, Leo?
Not really, but do you smell that?
Oh no. Is it stinky?
No, it smells pretty good, actually. What is that?
There's herbs and flowers all over the street. That must be what we're smelling. It's definitely helping cover up some of the stinkiness. Wait, I hear something. Are those trumpets?
I hear it too. And I can see the trumpeters now. They're coming down the street. I think one of them is John Blake.
I see him. He's wearing very fancy clothing.
That clothing is called livery. It's a special uniform he must wear to serve the king.
And that must be the king there, riding that horse. Do you see?
Yes, that's King Henry, the 8th King of England. And there's his wife on the carriage, Queen Catherine of Aragon.
I know I said John Blake's clothing was fancy, but look at the king's robe. Are those jewels on his clothing?
Wait a second. Anna, I've just realized where we are. We're in London over 500 years ago. I think this is the coronation of King Henry VIII.
Coronation? What's that?
It's the crowning of a king or queen. It's a very important royal ceremony.
So Henry and Catherine are about to officially become king and queen of England?
Yeah, they're going to the royal church where they can be crowned tomorrow.
I learned about Henry VIII in one of my favorite history magazines about the Renaissance. But Henry VIII looks so different from all the pictures I usually see him in.
That's because you've probably seen paintings of him where he was much older. He was only 17 years old when he was crowned king.
Do you think John Blanke is going to the coronation too?
Yep, he'll be there with the other trumpeters.
Leo, you said John was from Africa. Were there a lot of Africans living in England during this time?
Historians have found evidence of over 300 Africans in Tudor England. Most of them came from North or West Africa, and they traveled to find work. They worked as silk weavers, cooks, servants, interpreters, and musicians.
But I'm sure most of them didn't end up working for the king. How did John get that job? That must have been pretty hard to get.
Yes, it was an honor to play for the king, and you definitely needed to be a very good musician to get the job. John first started working for King Henry VII. This was Henry VIII's dad. It was common for European kings to employ African musicians. Historians found records of African drummers and trumpeters who played for the rulers of Germany, France, Scotland, and England. When Henry VIII became king, he decided to hire John Blanke as a royal trumpeter, just like his dad had.
Was John paid well to serve the king?
He would have been paid about 8 pence a day, which was actually okay for the time. That was how much most skilled craftsmen earned, and John also got a free place to live and food to eat.
I guess that sounds like a good deal.
Yes, but John Blanke knew he could do better. When Henry VIII hired him, John asked the king for a raise, and that was a pretty brave thing to do.
What did the king say?
The king agreed and doubled his pay.
Well, it's a good thing he wasn't afraid to ask. Hey, Leo, it looks like people are starting to leave. Is the procession over?
The king and queen are nearly to Westminster Abbey. Do you see that building in the distance, the one with the 2 towers?
Yes. Is that the Abbey?
They'll be crowned inside there tomorrow morning, and then there will be a big feast afterwards.
I'd really like to see that. Maybe we could find somewhere to stay for the night. I don't know, that sounds dangerous, Percy.
What did he say?
Percy said he could help us sneak into the Tower of London, and we could stay there for tonight.
Whoa, isn't that one of the king's castles? How will he get us in?
Percy knows some of the local mice there. Apparently they owe him.
I say it's worth a try. The Tower of London is down this street. John Blanke actually stayed there last night before the procession.
Well, I'm sure John Blanke didn't have to sneak in like us. Percy, I hope you know what you're doing. Percy says to wait here until he comes back. So, Leo, what kind of things happened at the coronation?
Well, Henry's coronation was a joint coronation, which means that he and his wife Catherine became king and queen at the same time. There are many important rituals that happen. tomorrow, the Archbishop of Canterbury will anoint them by rubbing holy oil on their hands and heads. After that, the Archbishop will place crowns on their heads, and then the King and Queen will say an oath.
And Henry VIII and Catherine will officially become King and Queen.
Exactly. Hey, look! Percy's back and he's carrying keys.
Why am I not surprised? You're very sneaky, Percy. Are those keys going to let us into the tower?
Let's go inside.
Quietly. We don't want the guards to see us. Apparently, there's a room we can stay in at the top of those stairs.
Hi, friends. Are you enjoying today's episode? I'd like to take a quick break from the story to tell you about another great place to learn about the past. Honest History creates magazines and books for kids that are filled with fun stories and activities that bring history to life. From pirates to spies to great inventions and so much more, you'll learn about interesting people, places, and events from around the world that made history. Created for kids ages 6 through 12, you can sign up and receive new adventures delivered straight to your doorstep every quarter. Just visit honesthistory.co. That's honesthistory.co to sign up today. Oh, and here's a special offer for our podcast listeners. Use code UNLOCKTHIS for 10% off. Again, that special code is UNLOCKTHIS. Okay, let's get back to the story.
Good morning, Anna. Wait, what time is it?
Huh?
Anna, wake up! We're supposed to get up early. I think we might have missed the coronation.
Oh no, we're gonna be late. Percy, why didn't you wake us?
Come on, Anna, let's go.
How far away is the church?
It's almost 3 miles from here.
3 miles? That could take us an hour to walk there. A horse? Where?
Anna, is Percy suggesting we ride a horse to the Abbey?
Yes, but don't you worry. I am an excellent horseback rider. Come on, I'll get on and then I'll pull you up.
Okay, if you say so.
You ready? Let's go.
I think I can see the Abbey and a crowd in the distance, but it looks like people are leaving.
Oh no, does that mean the coronation is over?
I think so, but don't worry. They're leaving to go to the hall for the banquet.
What's a banquet?
It's a big feast to celebrate. There will be all kinds of food, music, and dancing.
Will John Blanke be there?
He might be. Look, we're nearly at the Abbey. Let's see if we can sneak into the banquet.
Thank you very much, Mr. Horse. I promise to bring you back a snack from the banquet.
Let's see if we can get through this door.
Oh, wow. Look at all those people. And the tables are filled with food.
There were over 2,000 guests at Henry VIII's banquet, and you could find all kinds of dishes. They served venison, swan, and even porpoise.
Porpoise? Like a dolphin? I don't think I want to eat that. Were those special foods to eat at that time?
Yes, especially swans. Swans are royal birds. They were considered the property of the crown, so people weren't allowed to hunt them. In fact, even today, it's illegal to injure swans in England.
Really? Hey, look! I think I see John Blanke. Do you know what happened to him after the coronation? Did he continue to work for Henry VIII?
We don't have too much information about him. We do know that he got married, and Henry VIII even gave him a gift. It was a new wedding outfit to wear. Blanke also played the trumpet at one of Henry's jousting tournaments.
What's jousting?
It was a popular sport back then. Men would dress in armor and ride on horseback carrying these long, pointy sticks. Then they'd ride towards each other to try and knock the other person off with their sticks.
It sounds kind of dangerous. You said they wore armor? Like knights?
Yep, they wore really heavy armor made of metal.
Leo, do you remember that scroll in the vault? There were pictures of knights on horseback and trumpeters. Do you think those were pictures of this jousting tournament?
Actually, I think you're right, Anna. I remember the knights on the scroll were carrying sticks. That sounds exactly like a jousting tournament.
We must be right because I think we're traveling back to the vault.
Anna, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. We made it. What an adventure.
Let's look at the scroll again.
Look, that is John Blanke on the scroll. He's playing the trumpet with the other musicians.
It's actually amazing that we have a picture of him. In Tudor times, working class people like John didn't get portraits painted. Most of the pictures we have are of very wealthy people.
Percy said Henry VIII hired an artist to make this scroll. Thankfully, they painted John Blanke so we have an image of him today. Hey, thanks for telling us this story, Leo.
Of course, I'm glad you liked it. I think seeing all the food at the banquet made me pretty hungry.
Me too. Let's go home and get a snack. Yes, Percy, you can come too.
Welcome back. That sure was a great adventure. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna tell all my friends about this amazing story. That's all for now. But if you want to learn more, be sure to check out my favorite magazine for kids, Honest History. There's a ton of stuff to learn in each issue, and I love the fun activities and questions. Bye! This episode was narrated by Nikki and JoAnn Schinderle and written by Heidi Coburn. The production was read by Robot Pirate Media. To learn more about Honest History, visit us at honesthistory.co and follow for updates on social media.